Looking for your new Stardew Valley? We've got you covered with the most exciting new and upcoming farming sims. Farming sims are less of a genre and more of a state of mind. And there's nothing like settling down for a gaming session with a mug of something warm and your Aurora setup glowing gently in front of you as you get ready to transform a rundown hovel into a green paradise of perfect organization. But Stardew Valley can't have all the fun. It's perfect, but it's getting on a bit, and there are plenty of new and upcoming games that are pushing the concept forward in new directions. Whether you want to go back to the Stone Age or embrace 21st century technology in Japan, here are the most exciting new and upcoming farming simulators on the way in 2022. Let's start off with a farming sim you can actually play right now, so you don't have to just sadly add dates to your calendar. Dinkum, an Australian word for truly or honestly, is set on an island inspired by the Aussie outback, packed with all of the flora and fauna you'd expect if you were going down under. And yes, that includes hungry gators in the waters. Dinkum needs you to do everything to bring life to the island, and that includes designing and constructing a town for people to live in, as well as getting your hands dirty planting crops. There are all kinds of adorable animals to look after too, and even though it's in early access, Dinkum is already packed with extra activities like digging for treasure with metal detectors, and you can already play with friends to explore the outback together. It feels like we've been waiting for a trip to Coral Island for an eternity, but now there's finally a release date for this stratospherically successful Kickstarter. On October 11th, we can finally get to experience what the devs are calling a full reimagining of the farm sim experience. The good news is that what they consider a reimagining looks like a new, prettier Stardew Valley with elements of Animal Crossing and Harvest Moon. In other words, sign us up. Just like in Stardew, we can while away the hours growing crops and befriending fellow islanders, but we'll also get the chance to dive the waters surrounding the island. It's totally in the name, but in Coral Island, it's also our mission to save the reefs and restore them to their former glory. And doing it with the whole town looks absurdly wholesome. If you can either be found planting crops in Stardew Valley, passing the days in Rune Factory, or playing Final Fantasy games, then Square Enix has got something firmly for the middle of your gaming Venn diagram. Harvestella is a beautiful life and farming sim in a whole new universe that's on the way in November this year. This looks like an exciting balance of peaceful crop management and thrilling combat and adventure. Just don't mix up your garden tools with your battle items, and you'll be fine. What's especially intriguing in Harvestella is that while there are seasons complete with unique produce for crafting and selling, there's also a deadly fifth season. Quietus is a season of dust and death, killing crops and keeping everybody inside. This means that alongside our casual days of fishing and plant management, we'll have to try and solve the mystery of Quietus at the same time, which is honestly a little less peaceful than we're used to. After a brief taster of Roots of Pacha with the Steam Next demo, we can't wait for this trip back to the Stone Age. Roots of Pacha does look very Stardew-esque, but while there are plenty of similarities, there are a stack of unique features to enjoy here too. The prehistoric setting means that we don't just have to place new items, we have to invent them for the good of humanity first. Given that civilization, let alone Rome, wasn't built in a day, we're always going to find new and better ways to keep farming. Add in an exciting mix of villagers and the ability to befriend animals with mere flute playing, and the potential here feels rich. There's also the fact that everything has been built from the ground up for multiplayer, so you can share the big story beats with friends. Hey, remember that time we invented irrigation? What do we do once we've farmed everywhere possible on our planet? Well, we head elsewhere and do it all over again. One Lonely Outpost jets us off to a fresh planet to start a whole new colony. There's oxygen and a water system at least, so we can start farming to create food and bring other people to come live alongside us. And from the get-go, we've got a choice. Do we choose the naturalistic farming path and have to tend closely to non-space dwelling creatures? Or do we go synthetic, augmenting our crops with alien life strains to keep them happy? It's a nice angle to take that will make One Lonely Outpost feel a little different from other farming sims. Add in a variety of characters to forge relationships with, and the mysteries of the planet itself, and we can see this being almost too compelling. Let's head back to Earth now for the gorgeous-looking SunnySide, a farming game that brings agricultural management into the 21st century. Setting up shop in this beautiful Japanese countryside means blending traditional practices with more modern technology, as we build solar panels and electric water pumps. This is all about having a balance with nature, so while we're sending emails and ordering things online, it's important to be able to take in the view for some mindfulness. Rainy Games has specifically said that there are no watering cans, shipping containers, and incessant gifting, so the dev team clearly want to distance itself from what has become the Stardew-flavoured norm. And speaking of flavour, SunnySide looks like it's going to make us hungry. We'll be able to ferment our own soy sauce, slice tofu, and even craft artisanal cheeses. Maybe one to make sure you eat before you play. And finally there's Pacha, that's less pure farming sim than a delightful exploration of a series of beautiful islands inspired by real-life locations around the globe. And yes, we play as a red panda. With the war over, an old friend has asked you to come and live on his island for some peace and quiet. This means plenty of gentle exploration and adventures, alongside growing plants and flowers. Developer Cosmo Gatto has said that the farming system is inspired by permaculture, which is all about creating natural ecosystems with existing planets and animals. We'll also have a house that looks straight out of a children's storybook, and while we have the option to do just what we want, there are optional quests across the world where ghosts and monsters lurk amidst our own demons. Yep, it looks like this one has layers. And those are the most exciting farming sims coming up in 2022. Let us know which agricultural delights you're most excited about in the comments below. Drop us a like if you enjoyed the video, and don't forget to subscribe to Logitech G for more features just like this one.
And who knows, maybe with the efforts of everyone, piece by piece, we'll build something to stand for generations.